Welcome to Parenting Tips with Dr. Glow on the WDKX Podcast Network, where the conversation never ends. I'm reminding you that education is in my DNA. I'd like to share with you today our guest, who is Dr. Eva Thomas. She is the Executive Director of Early Childhood Department at the Rochester City School District. I am encouraging you as a parent, mom, dad, grandmom, granddad, aunties, and uncles to understand that early education does count. It is important. Research tells us that as early as when your child is in the womb,
Yes.
it's important to read, to play music, to actually have conversation with your child. Dr. Thomas is a native of Rochester, and she is a leader, well, and an educator. She has been a classroom teacher at
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
level.
Yes. Yep.
She has
Mm-hmm.
also worked. She holds a doctorate in executive on Fisher University. Of uh, accolades, honors, and awards, and probably the most important one that, as I looked at it, was given by the city school district, as she is a mentor, which is something I always embrace this current year, and the fact that she is a person that is within her community, and community organizers recognize what she does. So, welcome, Dr. Eva Thomas, to Parenting
Thank
Tips.
you. Mhm.
More than welcome. Please tell our listeners a little about yourself and what you do in your role as executive director.
All right. Well, good morning, Dr. Morgan, and thank you for having me today.
Mhm.
Yes, as you stated, I am the Executive Director of Early Childhood for the Rochester City School District. There are many things that I do that I enjoy doing. First of all, we recruit year round for 3 and 4 year old students. Our program is free, but it is only for families who live in the city of Rochester. So if you live in a suburban area, you do not qualify. But
Okay.
most of our suburban areas do have pre-K. It took them a while, but they now have pre-K. But we service 3 and 4 year olds. Most of the suburban schools only service 4 year olds.
This is
I'm,
before they enter kindergarten, correct?
excuse me.
This is before they enter kindergarten.
That is correct. That is correct. Yes, before they enter kindergarten. Yeah, they service 4 year olds. Yes, that is correct. I monitor 45 sites. 25 of our elementary schools have pre-K programs, and 20 of our community-based schools have pre-K programs. I also support classroom teachers, classroom staff, community-based organizations, schools, and parents, and I collaborate often with community providers. I
Okay.
provide all of the instructional resources for our program, furniture, books, literature, all of that. We provide academic support. I provide training, professional development for all of our pre-K staff. I have coaches. I have 10 coaches that go into our sites and support and train and do embedded training in the classroom. I also have social workers who support and provide assistance to staff and to students, as well as classroom teachers if they need some training. We also provide support for behavioral concerns, social emotional concerns, and mental health concerns. I am the state grant monitor for the districts for our preschool funding. So I am one of the people who approves the spending, along with a few other people who also approve after I approve, but I monitor our funds and make sure that what we do supports our population, our preschool scholars. I also advocate for innovative and best practices for our preschool scholars. So I keep up on educational trends, research based practices, things that are good for our babies. I enjoy collaborating with many community partners, as well as all of the stakeholders in the city of Rochester.
Excellent.
Yep, we just finished the state walkthrough. We have a state walkthrough every year in the spring.
Mhm.
I also have to do state reports, and we have a summer registration recruitment team. But like I said, we recruit year round. Our goal is to get as many
Yeah,
preschool scholars who are 3 and 4 years old in seats. That is our goal. And last but not least, we are always there for our families and our parents. We provide parent workshops year round,
okay.
and we do a lot of our partnerships with WXXI, Rock the Future.
Mhm.
We also work with our Rochester Education Foundation. We do quite a bit to make sure that our scholars have exactly what they need.
Excellent. So one of the main reasons why I wanted you to come on is because of a conversation you and I had a few months ago related to the value of parents and the importance of them being involved in their child's education. So, can you speak to what a parent should know and what they should embrace as it relates to why their child's education is so important?
I sure can. And Dr. Morgan, you touched on that and you talked about the importance of starting from birth to 5. Very, very critical. So, a child's brain develops more rapidly in the early years than any other time, right? And so, by age 5, about 90% of their brain growth has already occurred.
Mhm.
So, early experiences help to shape the way the brain forms, how they make connections, how they navigate life and behavioral concerns in their learning. So, many individuals in our community who are in the field of education and may have heard of the science of reading, and Dr. Morgan, you may have heard about that. So, there are 5 components to the science of reading, and it's basically how we were taught. Dr. Morgan, when we were in school, we have phonemic awareness, which is hearing and playing with sounds like CAT,
Mhm.
at, right? And then you have your phonics, which is connecting letters to sounds.
Mhm.
CAT means cat, right? And then you have your fluency where you just say the word cat, right? Being able to read smoothly, and instead of breaking it down, you can say it as one word. And then there's vocabulary. It is important that our students are able to understand the meaning of words and be able to use them correctly. And then the fifth component is comprehension, making sense of what you're reading. So, this is where we want our scholars to be able to think and
Mhm.
understand their thinking while they're learning. And
Yeah.
we call that in the education world metacognition, thinking about what you're thinking and then being able to apply that. So, this is a critical time from birth to 5. It is critical that we have our scholars involved in these skills. And one thing you may or may not know is, I believe it was in 2023, the state created a new law, Education Law 818. And
Mhm.
so we are now required to make sure that we align our instruction with kindergarten through third grade. So,
Yeah. So
yeah,
you want to have your teachers help your scholars, as you refer to our 3 and 4 year olds, to transition to the kindergarten on up.
that
And
is correct.
that
Mhm.
makes a whole lot of sense.
It
So
does.
in
Mhm.
your role, you referred to over 40 sites. That's quite a few children.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you said
Mhm.
that you're enrolling year round. And so when I talk to parents out in the community, what is it that they need to do in order to enroll their child, but also ensure that whatever instruction is going on, they can support at home?
Sure. So we'll talk about enrollment first, and then we'll go back to what our parents and families can do. As
Um,
I stated before, we do enroll year round. Your child must be 3 or 4 by December 1st. We do have a lottery system, so when you enroll during the month of December, you can qualify for the lottery system. You pick your top 3 choices. So you could pick a community-based site, a school site, 3 different sites. But we try to get people in their first choice. It doesn't always happen, but we try to. Parents are normally notified during the month of April if they got into or were enrolled into their assigned or the site that they chose. So they get a letter, and it's a letter from my registration person who lets them know. So she monitors that. They can also go to www.rockprek.org to register their child. www.roc prek.org to register online, or they can come into the office and meet one of my registered team members, and we gladly hold your hand and take you through the process. We know everybody is not tech savvy, and so we have several ways we
right.
do it. You know, you can go online to rockprek.org. You can speak with one of my registration representatives, or you can call us and we can walk you through it over the phone, or we can do a Zoom, whatever we have to do to get your child enrolled. So we're
Share,
very flexible with that. Yeah.
Dr. Eva, would you share the phone number and your physical address?
Our physical address is, hold on, 131 West Broad Street.
Thank you.
Yep.
Oh,
Central office. Yes, yes,
all right,
yes.
downtown.
Hmm.
And and it's okay if you don't have the phone number handy.
Yeah, I actually don't have it, but I can get it to
Well,
you so you can
I'll tell
share
you,
it.
like I tell people, I don't call myself, so sometimes I have to look to see what my cell phone number is. So I
Yeah.
can,
I know, right? I have a company
yeah,
phone, and sometimes I
yeah.
forget what that
So
phone
I
number
appreciate
is.
you talking about the process. Yeah. So when it comes to the value and the importance of the parents ensuring that
Uh-huh.
child's development happens in a positive way, uh,
Yes.
please speak to that.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So, here are some actions that parents can take, which are very important. It's important, and as a former principal, I used to tell my families from birth throughout, like from birth to 12th grade, you really should be communicating with your classroom teachers, right?
All right.
So, communicating weekly whenever you can meet to get an update to see how your child is doing. We have a free app. It's called Seesaw for free communication. So we send flyers out, we send information out, and also our teachers use it to communicate. And what I love about this app is if our classroom teachers catch your child doing something remarkable, they'll take a picture and send it to you.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And so they send information out like our parent workshops, anything we're doing, we have any resources that are free. We send out a mass seesaw communication to all of our parents, and it hits all of our parents. We also do robocalls sometimes, but we know parents don't really like those robocalls, especially because they come around dinner time. So we try to use seesaw more. We don't like to keep calling families. So seesaw has been a blessing to our department.
Mhm.
It's important that we love for parents to attend parent workshops when we offer them. And we know that they can attend all. Some are in person. I know WXXI does in-person workshops and partners with us. And when I tell you standing room only, I have to turn people away. It's amazing because they offer dinner, and then families do activities, make it take activities. And so every year our workshops with WXXI is like, you can barely fit. They get as many as they can, but then they have to begin to turn people away
Yeah,
because
I've been to that studio. Yeah, it doesn't hold a lot of people. It's
it
first come,
doesn't. It
first.
doesn't. So yeah, that's why they offer it several times throughout the year. It's important that you visit your child's classroom and understand the makeup of the classroom, the schedule of the classroom, what's happening in the classroom.
Right.
And it's important that families understand what's happening in the classroom so that they can um, mimic that at home. Those skills and strategies that they're learning in the classroom can always be taught at home.
Mhm.
I encourage families to sign up for the Dolly Parton Book Club. If they're not aware of it, they can ask their teacher. They can come downtown and sign up with us. We love Dolly Parton. It's a free program,
Okay.
and our scholars get a book mailed to their house for free once a month. It's a book club. And
Yeah.
so I remember when I was a little girl, I belonged to the Mickey Mouse Book Club. And I
Mhm.
would get a book every month when I was a little girl.
I
And so it's
remember
great that,
highlights.
yep, highlights. Yep, I
Mhm.
remember highlights too. Yep, uh-huh. Yep. And so they get a free book.
Mhm.
And we are excited about that. One of our scholars received the 100,000 book at School 54 this year.
Oh,
And
okay.
so they gave it to him, one of our pre-K scholars at School 54. And we would love for parents to also participate in another program that we have called Raising a Reader. So
Mhm.
this program is in schools, and you have to ask for it. Some teachers participate and others don't. It's not mandatory, but what it is we have usually 18 kids in the classroom.
Okay.
So they're brand new books and they're rotated, right? And after everybody's taken home and read it with their parent, then another set of books come in. What I
Oh,
really love about this program is that they have books in our scholars' native languages, right? So if you're Somalian or if you're Mandarin or if you're Hispanic, they will try to find a book
all
in
right.
your native language, but you have to let the library know. So Tanya, who is over the Monroe County Library downtown,
Mhm.
has this program, and it's a grant funded program, and she's partnered with us for many years.
Mhm.
And so we love to um, talk about this program. The other thing that we have is we call a lending library. So
Mhm.
when parents come to get their kids,
Okay.
because we do not offer transportation, but we do offer free monthly bus passes for families. But
Yeah.
when they come, they can sign out a book or as many books as they want, read with the children, and then bring those books back and sign out some more books. So every classroom has a lending library,
Right.
either outside the hallway by their door or inside their classroom where parents can just take books and read. It is important that parents, family members, whoever the guardians, read to your child every day.
Every day.
If
Yeah.
you read to your child every day, they will take in at least 30,000 vocabulary words a year, which will increase their comprehension, their phonics skills, their phonemic awareness, all those things I were talking about. It will enhance it. The other thing we want parents and families to do is to remember these areas when they're at home with their kids:
Yeah.
reading, writing,
Yes.
listening, speaking, and counting. These 5 areas are critical. And we do this in the classroom, but if you do it at home,
Mhm.
how powerful it will be with your child, right?
Yes.
Increasing all of those skills. The other thing I want to talk about is ensuring that every child has a library card. Every child,
I was going
every
to speak
child.
to that. Yeah.
Yes.
You're hitting it. And listen, let me just say to you, you are giving us what I would call a master class in terms of helping parents, guardians, and those who have young children
Yes.
about the early um, childhood department at
Yes.
Rochester City School District.
Uh-huh.
And I can guarantee you, Dr. Eva, that most of these folks do not know about all of the different services and opportunities
No.
that they have. And I'm encouraging parents, I'm going to take a pause now for those who are listening to this podcast
Yes.
to share the link and share this podcast with other family members, friends, neighbors, uh, frenemies, whomever. This is valuable and many times information that people do not know about. I
Exactly.
do want to take the time to express my sincere gratitude
Yes.
for you taking this time to be with me and join with me because I know recently you've had some surgery.
Yeah.
So I'm
Mhm.
happy that you're recovering and you're
Yes.
doing what you need to do. And I celebrate your position and what you do. Most people don't know this, but I once operated a child care center in the 80s. And
Oh, okay.
yeah, I've been in higher ed for most of my career, but I
Yes.
had a childcare center. And one of the things that we stressed was the importance of parents' participation. Most of
Yes.
the time, we had um, moms showing up, but we basically had dad events as well. And we had a slogan, real dads care about their children.
That's
So
right.
I'm saying
Mhm.
real parents care about their babies
Yes,
all the
ma'am.
way until they're adults and maybe
Yes.
even after that age of 18.
Yes.
We
Yes.
understand this is Teacher Appreciation Week nationally,
Mhm.
and I just want to express my appreciation to you as a professional uh, uh, in education and definitely being previously a teacher. And then I celebrate your teachers in your world who are doing what I call a heavy lift with
Yes.
3 and 4 year olds. If you've spent time with 3 and 4 year olds, you understand that they don't
Yes.
not sit still, but they do have the ability to, as you said earlier, for their brain to grow and develop and absorb like sponges this information. And I get excited about that.
Yes.
So, any final words you'd like to share before we end this conversation?
Yes, I have another resource.
Okay.
So I am not sure if a lot of our families and peers know that the Lincoln Library
Mm,
also has a toy library.
okay.
And I always would say to my families, I said, if you cannot afford to buy gifts and things around Christmas, you can go to the toy library
Mm-hmm.
and you can rent those toys because we know how kids are with toys. They play for them for a little while, then they throw them down and they're done with
Yep.
them.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so you get you some toys for Christmas and have them play with
Now,
them and then return them.
is
And
that
long
open to anyone?
it's open to anyone in the city, anybody really that's got a library card, because you would do the toy just like a library book. You could sign it out,
Mhm.
play with it, bring it back. And so I used to have my classroom teacher do a field trip and
Okay.
take them to the Lincoln Library and just let them run loose. And I went on one of the trips and I was like a kid again. I went in there and saw Rock'em Sock'em
Yeah.
and Baby That Way and the
Mhm.
Easy Bake Oven. So they have some of the nostalgic toys, but
Okay.
then they also have other toys. And I think they're donated from the community. And so it was just really cool to see some of the things I used to play with as a little girl. And I was like, this is really cool in here. And just a little treasure that I found years ago as a principal when I went on a field trip with one of my preschool scholars in kindergarten classroom. So another treasure. There's so many great resources, and I hope that during this segment that our parents will take advantage of it.
Exactly. That's our
Yes,
goal. I
yes,
do, again, thank you, and I honor the work that you do and your team and that they do within the district. There are so many challenges we have, but this is a positive, great thing that happens. And I just like to sign off by saying you've been listening to Parenting Tips with Dr. Glow and Dr. Eva Thomas today. And we are part of, or I should say, my podcast is part of the WDKX podcast network, where the conversation never ends. I do have a question for you who are listening. Are you connected to a 3 or 4 year old in the city of Rochester? If so, consider enrolling them in the early childhood program.
Dr. Morgan, I have one quick comment. They can call our main number and be connected to the pre K department. It is 585
Thank you.
262
Okay.
8100. Okay.
I appreciate that.